Welcome to Games Overboard. I'm PJ.
I'm Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Hi.
It's been a while.
Thank you, Aaron.
Not really. It's been 2 weeks.
Well, unfortunately.
Yeah. You missed the excitement of last week.
Oh, what happened last week?
We had birds in the basement.
Oh, yes, I did see.
We spent like the opening 6 minutes of last week's episode of Games Overboard talking about it. It's great.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
we might have to.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, boy.
Because we recorded it like literally as soon as the birds left the basement. We sat down and recorded it.
Angie is putting a stick up a moth's butt.
That's what you're supposed to.
All right, well, that's a great segue for what we're playing tonight. Guys, we are playing Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yep.
And Angie just put a stick up Mothra's butt, because that's the only way to make her stand on the board.
Yep. So, this game is
awesome.
Published by Funko Games from Prospero Hall. They make a lot of great IP games like Jaws.
Jaws.
Funkoverse. There's a one, what's it called? It's about the mail system, and you're like postal delivery people trying to deliver the mail to people, and you're like stealing packages from each other's trucks and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, this is Spy versus Spy, but it's mailman versus mailman.
There's Pan Am, where you are like controlling flights and like airports and stuff like that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so they make really cool games, and they're always really cheap because they're sold at Target, and Target has a hard price limit that they don't let people go over.
Oh, and that's good. It makes the market more attainable.
Yeah. Cats.
There's something above us. It's gonna happen again in a second. Just watch.
Yeah.
Or I guess listen. Angie will watch. There it goes. I told you. My God. It's a stampede.
Yeah. Of just 2 cats.
Oh Jesus Christ. Who is it?
It's Toby and Binks. Penny would not partake in such silliness.
Penny is the typical, like, fuck everybody cat.
Yeah.
She's like, no, fuck you. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
That's why I love her. All right, back to the game. This is our second time playing this game.
Yep, we did a 4-player game and a 2-player game.
And you know what? It doesn't matter how many people you have. It's a 2 to 4 player game. Mm-hmm. A full board, a full game, you just have a bigger board. That's really the only difference.
Yeah, and with a 4-player game, it's really cool to like see when someone is starting to run away with points and just kind of take them down. You know,
right.
It's King of the Monsters, and when someone gets that crown,
you gotta tear him down.
Yeah.
But I found this enjoyable on both levels. Sometimes you play games where we're like, that was fun, but it would be more fun with more people. Mm-hmm. And this one is one of those games where I'm happy to just do a 2-player game and still get the fun and excitement out of it you normally would with a 4-player game.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's just head into it.
Let's jump into how it plays.
The play style on this is it's all card based.
Yeah.
When it comes to your movement and attacks and everything. Mm-hmm. But you get your board that's in what are those?
Like 3 hexes that are attached together.
And you put all of these together to form your map. You each have... Stop mocking me, young lady. So you get these awesomely detailed figurines. Sorry, going right back into gameplay. You get these awesomely detailed figurines of your 4 big monsters, of course. You have Godzilla. You have, as we already mentioned, Mothra.
Yep.
Who has the stick up her butt. King
Megalon
Ghidorah.
and King Ghidorah, yeah.
And Megalon and these things. I mean, so my buddy JB is the one who let us borrow this game, all for the sole purpose of we would teach it to him next time he's in town. And he's a huge fan of kaiju, especially Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me he bought this sheerly for how great these miniatures look.
And they do look really good.
That was the selling point for him. And when we got to tear this open, they look incredible. You can see that they did a really good black wash there on Godzilla, so you can get the texture. They did a brown wash here on King Ghidorah, so you get all of that. Just the textures that you would you would normally overlook here.
Yeah, for those who don't paint minis, washes are really, really, really watered down paint, so it like gets into all the nooks and crannies.
And you wipe it off, and it still gets into those crevices, so it makes it look worn. You can see textures.
Yep.
And, prop making, you use that a lot. If you have something that looks like it's been used over and over, like you get a gun that's supposed to be like this person's service pistol, or it's been through like numerous battles. It's a great way to show off all the texture that you really get on some of these objects.
Yeah, for sure.
And those are really just the monsters, and a few select buildings are really the only miniatures on this entire board. Everything else is
cardboard.
Cardboard
Tanks, jets, UFOs.
We haven't gotten to the UFOs yet, but those damn tanks. So, along with this, not only does each monster get their own deck of cards that they get to utilize in combat and movement, but you're also given event cards, and you play 2 event cards for every game.
Yep.
And they run in tandem with each other. Now, the first time that we played, we did the Armed Assault, which was the tanks.
Yep, and then there was Rush Hour.
And we had Rush Hour, which gave you trains.
Yep.
That ran on rails that you could pick up and throw at each other, which I did to great result last game. In this game, we had an airstrike, which gives you little jets that fly around the map.
They just go back and forth.
They just go back and forth. If they land on a space occupied by a monster, the monster takes energy damage. Same with the tanks. And of course, the tanks also move close to the closest monster on the map at the end of every round. So the way that this works out is every monster gets their own.
You get a little player mat.
Player mat, that's what they're called.
Yeah. And
the player mat tells you the abilities that each character gets. So I like Godzilla. So as Godzilla, his ability is he can throw vehicles and a kaiju one space further than any other. Because he is the king of the monsters.
Yep.
And it gives you a rundown of how much energy you have. Everybody starts at 2, and depending on what you break, cars, tanks, buildings, it has a number at the bottom, and that'll tell you how much energy you can get.
Yeah. And use the energy to play cards.
Right. Now, whether that be defense or attacks, that's how you waste. Or I wouldn't say waste. That's how you use energy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the player board is also really nice because, like, it tells you, like, where to put your deck, where to put your discard pile, where to put your enhancements, and it also tells you, like, how much each building type is worth, which is really cool. So, all in all, like, really good design. Artwork, especially, is just spot on.
It's great. It looks so pretty.
Yep. The city that you're fighting in is kind of like
literally $15.
Boring. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The game is $15 right now on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the map tiles themselves are kind of boring. If we're gonna
if we're gonna be completely honest.
If we're gonna be judgy on that kind of stuff.
And to me that doesn't bother me too much.
Especially for a $15 game.
Right. Not only that, but just everything else, like your artwork on your cards look great. I mean, one of my favorite cards I pointed out to you with Godzilla is the victory pose, where he does that. it's him in mid silly dance that he did in the 70s. Yeah, like that stuff is awesome. I'm so happy that they put that in.
Oh yeah,
because it's so ridiculous, and of course only kaiju fans would get that and understand that and see just how fun this stuff is. And
the 3D buildings that you put on the map.
Oh, those are
just fantastic.
They're great. They're good quality. I don't honestly. This is something that we would have seen. Whoops! I dropped it. Growing up in the, I just destroyed a building. Don't step on it.
I'm trying to move closer to you.
But these are the kinds of things like the injection molding that we would have seen in like growing up in the 80s and
it sounded very awkward through
90s.
The mic.
I'm sorry. Do I have to get closer?
No, if you just like these things are like.
I'm sorry. But really good quality. Quit laughing, you ass.
He's laughing at me.
It's just a mix of everything.
Oh no.
So yeah, component wise though, we like they're big. They're for miniatures these are big.
They're monsters.
Yeah. They're not like huge. On the box, I thought they would be actually bigger. But they're still like good sized.
That's what she said.
She sounds disappointed. That's what Mothra said. Thought it'd be bigger.
Thought it'd be bigger. So the full purpose of like the scoring system on this game is really to attack each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're fighting. Like you're just fighting over a city and breaking everything in your path. You can throw other people into buildings. Or you can just throw them into each other, which is
we've done
fantastic.
That before. The greatest thing about throwing them into other people is you get to then collect points from everybody that you hit.
Yeah.
And so to collect these points...
Yeah, let's talk about that.
To collect these points, when you do damage to another monster, they have to give you cards from not their hand, but from their deck.
Yeah, there's no health tracker.
No.
You can't die in this game.
No, you just beat the hell out of each other.
Yep.
Like a constant Royal Rumble. And if you do damage to somebody, let's say I did 4 damage to PJ and he didn't have anything to defend himself, then that 4 damage I did, he has to give me 4 cards from his deck, and I get to pick the one that I want as a trophy.
The highest value card.
And they call those trophies.
Yep.
From your battle, and you put that next to your name on the event tracker here.
Yep.
And at the end of the game, you count up all of your points and see who has the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's really simple.
It is very simple, just like all of Prospero Hall's games. Like they're just very simple, easy to understand.
So much fun.
Yeah, just pick up and play. So what works? We talked about components. What works in this game? Well, like what really clicked for you?
So second time playing, I know what to do. I know what to look for. Just the whole combat mechanism in this, just it works.
Mm-hmm.
There's no second guessing. There's nothing vague about how you do it. It's right there. You have a card that you could attack. You do what's on the card and use the amount of energy it says.
Yeah.
Very simple.
See, I would argue it is vague. Because the first time we played, we're like, so when we throw someone, like, let's say I have an attack card of 3. Like, you attack for 3 damage. You can either attack someone for 3 or throw them 3 spaces. If you attack them for 3, you don't throw them. But if you throw them, you don't hurt them. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Okay. So, but remember, like, when we first learned...
Yeah,
would that make sense to the listener the way I worded it?
I hope so.
Because, so, like, when we were reading the rule book the first time we played, we were like, what are we, like, do we hurt someone if we throw them? Like, if I took you and threw you 3 spaces across the map and you landed somewhere, like, do you get hurt? And we realized, oh, no, you don't. And that's actually something that works for me, because it's a really cool balance of doing damage or getting someone away from you, you know?
Right, and hopefully throwing them into a building so you can get more energy off of that attack.
Yeah, so you can get some points.
Well, not points. You wouldn't get points.
Well,
you would
energy
get energy
points.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no throwing this game.
No, we kept our distance for the most part, except for the one time. We'll get to that in favorite moments, I'm sure.
You got too close.
It was supposed to be one time. It stayed for like 4 rounds.
Well, not 4 rounds.
It
was 4 turns. So what doesn't work for you?
What doesn't work? Well, first I want to do some other things that do work for me. Is I was King Ghidorah, and he's, for those who don't know Godzilla, he's the 3-headed dragon that you always see like toys and merchandise of and all that. And
yeah, he's the big bad.
Yeah, he was in the newest of the Godzilla movies. No, he wasn't. He was in the last one before Godzilla vs. Kong. And anyways, he has a really neat thing where, like, you don't do a lot of damage with him. Like, you don't have a lot of attacks with him until you charge up his heads. And once you get all 3 heads, like, ready to fight, you can do this huge 6 power attack, and you get 3 trophies off of it, which I don't think any other character in the game has.
No other character has that ability.
So I thought that was really cool. Each monster has its own, strengths and weaknesses to it.
If you want to go into those, I really like the enhancements that you get with your characters too.
Yeah.
You can play enhancements. Of course, you use energy to put them down, but they stay with you for the remainder of the game unless it says
discard an enhancement.
Discard to use the special ability on the enhancement.
Or if you get hit by a jet, you have to discard one.
Yeah, I didn't get hit by a jet.
Shut up. I like how the game doesn't overstay its welcome. That's the other thing I want to talk about.
It's quick.
There's a round tracker where the humans are like working on nuclear bombs to stop you. And so eventually this little nuclear bomb tracker is going to overtake the buildings you destroy. And when those two pass each other on the tracker, game's over. And so it ends in a really nice time.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. One problem is there are not enough buildings on the map if you do a full 4-player game.
Oh, yeah.
We were very afraid that we lost a piece to a game that doesn't belong to us.
Only to find out that, no, they shorted us one piece in this game.
Yeah. And it's a very common thing in this game, apparently, to just not have enough small building tokens. So, it's good to know. Just
reuse the one you destroyed.
All right, so things that don't work. Back onto that.
Anything for you?
I mean, I already talked about like how we were a little confused about the rule book, but once we got it, it turned into something that did work.
Positive, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it all makes sense. The artwork on the map tiles, I kind of wish was a little better. But if I'm going to nitpick, like the card artwork is fantastic. The minis look great. If I were to nitpick, that would be it. Like, the small building tokens, I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. I don't know what that is.
It's a building. It's like a little hut or like a little house. What you're looking down on is the
roof there and the 4 corners coming out.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, that bright stuff, those are lights coming out from the windows, man.
Yeah, but it looks, I don't know.
You're in Japan, dude.
Am I?
Oh my god.
No, I understand, but I just...
Yeah, at first glance, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, it just looks kind of like a butterfly.
My only gripe with this would be that the map is too small. I wish the map were bigger, but at the same time, I understand that it's small to get you to fight.
Yeah.
Close quarters.
Mm-hmm. Considering we barely had cards that let us move around the map as it is.
Right.
The other thing is I wish that this game would have caught on so they would make expansions. Like,
oh god, this would have been great for an expansion.
Yeah, like just more monsters, like a little $5 box or $10 box of, like, you get King Kong and his deck of cards.
Oh, that would have been great.
Or maybe Godzilla.
Oh yeah, or maybe new maps, new areas. Oh, what would have been great is if they had that horrible 1998 Godzilla we did in the States here.
Oh, what was the name that?
Zilla. That's what they named him.
Zilla. Named him Zilla.
And when Toho basically took back ownership, they did Destroy All Monsters. And they did, so it was a bunch of aliens. Basically, the movie was a bunch of aliens or putting all the kaiju together and having them fight in like a death battle.
Planet,
on a foreign planet to see who is the best. And it was original Toho Godzilla with the American Zilla, and Godzilla just destroyed him. Like, the whole thing was less than 30 seconds long.
Yep. What were they thinking with that monster?
Okay, first of all, it was the 90s. For those of you who are listening and were alive during the 90s.
98.
That was
right?
98.
Yeah.
Come on. They did a music video where Jimmy Page kills Godzilla with the power of his fucking guitar. Okay? And unfortunately, Jimmy Page, amazing guitarist, awesome music. Who was the song written by? Puff Daddy. Because Sean Combs is an asshole and a sellout. And his music sucks. And I hope you're listening.
So did you hear, or do you remember the scene where the cameraman almost gets stepped on?
Yeah. That was Hank Azaria.
And then the foot lifts up. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen any footage of that? Like, do you remember what it looks like now?
No.
It literally looks like a poster board just being lifted up off the screen. The effects are so bad for that shot when the foot is just going up. And it just looks like a picture of a foot going...
So it looks like something out of Monty Python.
Yeah. It's so bad.
I gotta watch this scene now.
It is so bad. Yeah, we'll look it up after this video.
Oh, God.
It's fantastic. It
you
really
mean this
is.
podcast? Not video, yeah.
Yeah, we'll watch the video.
We'll watch the video after we're done with this, yeah.
But, oh my God. Yeah, it's so great.
That was a bad film.
Yeah. I liked the design of Zilla if it wasn't a Godzilla movie. Like, I think it's a cool looking...
It's an iguana, dude.
thing. Well, yeah.
He's a bipedal iguana.
It's got the spines on it, like, and they're like curved forwards, which is different, from, like, evolutionarily speaking, it doesn't make any sense at all for them to be facing the wrong direction.
Or how about the fact that...
but it still looked cool, and they're like blue.
Or how about the fact that they took the, the Ninja T-Rex way of thinking, where's Godzilla? I don't know. Holy crap, how did he get behind us? I don't know. He's only, 50 ton? Maybe 100 ton? You can't feel the tremors in the floor?
Or the same recycled image of his tail just going around the corner.
Whenever they're looking for him. Why are we doing a game podcast? We should be doing a film podcast.
I mean, I'm not against it. That's for sure. Love talking movies.
One day.
So back to the game.
You were talking like a movie in a one day, two friends will sit at a table
and talk about the movies you love and shit on them.
Do people love the 1998 Godzilla movie?
There might be someone out there. I don't know.
Roland Emmerich is crying.
should. I'm sorry. I do not like his films.
Nobody liked the second Independence Day movie.
I'm sorry. That's another movie I don't
My
even want to
Godzilla's good.
Why don't you like me? What else did he do? Oh, what was that one about the island? What was that one called? It had Ben Affleck, and it was bad. I can't remember what the hell it was called. If anybody is listening to this and know what horrible, awful, asinine movie I'm talking about, please let me know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't help you.
Either. I mean, nobody can help me, but
that is true. All right, favorite moments.
To all of you who are still listening, thank you for staying with us.
Why I'm still listening.
I don't know. I don't know why you're still with me. It baffles my mind.
Yeah.
Favorite moments. Probably your least favorite moment.
Should I set it up?
Set it up.
I had a great plan. I was rushing, so I moved like 4 spaces.
Yeah, 3 or 4 spaces.
I'm in your space, ready to do some damage. Only to realize I don't have enough energy to do any damage. So I just delivered myself on a platter.
Tail whip. And
I didn't have any defense cards, so I was like, here's some more. Take some more.
I had 3 attack cards. What was even better was in the second round of the game, I looked at Angie and went, ooh.
Oh, yeah. When you both giggle on the other side of the table, I'm like, oh, great.
I had 2 long-range attacks. I had the heat breath. And you stayed right in the same spot for me to do it again.
I didn't have any movement.
It can be punishing. And yet you still won.
Yep. Because of that triple head attack.
Oh, God, that stupid attack.
Yeah, that saved me.
It's the only thing
sure.
that saved you, because I was kicking your ass.
I really enjoyed, in the 4-player game, just when someone got too close to me, I would just throw them away and let someone else deal with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just shoo. Go that way. And just throw them into someone. Both of them take a point of damage each. I'll gladly just take that as trophies.
Yep.
And then they get angry at each other, and they usually
just go off and fight. Yeah.
They do their
Give you
thing,
some breathing room.
The tanks all gather around them and start attacking them, and I just kind of hang out and
good. Oh, God. So when it comes to this game, my final thoughts on this are, if you can find it, pick it up.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
not that heavy.
It's very light.
You can pick it up with one hand.
I mean, maybe like just a couple fingers, you know.
Yeah. I could probably do it with 3 fingers.
Her mind is always in the gutter, so I know exactly what she's thinking.
Uh-huh.
Don't overdo it with the 3, though. Oh, Jesus.
He can't help you here.
Even he's going,
Back to the game.
Sorry, I just have to say, you always have that one person in the room. Y'all need Jesus. Even Jesus back there going, you need a therapist.
I sent some birds to you last week to help you, to just brighten your day, and you threw them right out the window. Anyways.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. It
is.
lot of fun. I really enjoy that there's no player elimination. Like, there's no health, you know?
No.
You just pummel each other
Exactly.
until it ends.
It does get frustrating when you're out of energy and you have no way to get energy back.
But there's always an option. Like, you can always discard a card.
Always discard to move or to throw something, or
Yeah.
you know.
So you can slowly make your way to a building or something to throw.
If there's any left. But normally when you get to that point, the game is over.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like, it's so well. Like I said, it doesn't outstay it's welcome. Like,
Right.
When you run out of buildings to break, the game's
It's done.
game's over.
It's done. You've destroyed the city. Yeah, I have to say, if you can find it, pick it up.
Yep.
Give it a play.
Yeah, if you like confrontational games, if you like just, there aren't any take that cards in there either. Like, there aren't, like Munchkin or other games where someone's like, oh, I'm going to do this. And you go, no, you can't. That's not, they're defense cards.
They're defense, so you can still do that
it.
attack. But if you do more attack damage than what you can defend, you're still going to take those hits.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah.
No.
It's a really well balanced game.
Absolutely.
A lot of attention and care was put into it.
Definitely.
I wonder if the designer is on here. Because I do want to give props to whoever designed this. No, the designer is not listed.
Well, that is a shame, but Mothra is staring at me now from the box. And you just lost some more stuff. Way to go. Another one dropped on the floor.
This could be a good wrestling game. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Retheme it to wrestling.
I'm sure they've already done something like that.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Okay, so I think we're just about done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we said everything. If you like Godzilla, this game has a lot of fanfare.
Absolutely.
Really nice minis. Easy to pick up and play. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I recommend.
Yes, highly. I don't know what we have in store for you guys next time.
One game that's kind of a running joke to me is a game that we were gifted. It's called Rattle Battle Grab the Loot. It's a joke because literally every time, I think it's a Miniature Market or maybe it's Cool Stuff Inc. Every time they have a sale, that one's on sale for $8. Every single time. They're like, huge sale, like spring sale, spring cleaning, or fall sale, or the winter sale. That one's always in the sale, and it's always $8. And it's a dice-based pirate combat game.
Okay.
And you can upgrade your ship, and you're attacking each other and stuff like that. But it's like a miniature war game where there's a little ruler and you have to be so far away from the other person in order to hit them, and you have to use the ruler to figure it out.
Okay, that sounds something like we should probably take a look at.
And the game board is the inside of the box, and so you just roll your dice into the box, and your dice are your ships. And
okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it seems like a fun little game, but I'm curious as to why it's always on sale for $8.
All right, we might have to try this.
Yeah. So I want to do that one.
All right. We still have.
And we have Fallout. We've been teasing Fallout for a while.
Right.
We have Frosthaven Part 2. We gotta get into again.
We do. We've got the numerous Star Wars games that we have to.
Yeah, Rebellion, Imperial Assault. So yeah, we got stuff.
I don't know, guys, what the next one will be, but it'll be something.
That's so insightful.
I know.
This man right here.
I'm just
full of wisdom.
Full of it. Just call me a guru. I'm full of something, I can tell you that.
It.
I'm an actor. What the hell do you expect from me? All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening.
Yep.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health, because we definitely are not the paragons of it.
If you want to hear a movie pod, if you like our movie commentaries, let us know.
Yeah. Or not. That's fine. Whatever, jerks.
To our one New Zealand listener out there, hi.
Hey! Look at that. We got a Kiwi listening. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you. Oh, well, I guess we should add our little advertisements at the end here of please review the pod wherever you listen to it, if it allows reviews. It's the best way to get our name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Visit us on gamesoverboard.com. Email us at gamesoboard@gmail.com. Make fun of Dan all you want, because he doesn't have access to the website unless I show it to him.
You're a dick.
He's also not on Facebook, so if you message us on our Facebook page, he won't read that either. So you can make fun of Dan all you want there as well.
I hate you.
And check out our other podcast that Dan is not on.
That's not true. I am sometimes on
Well House Exorcism. You've made a couple appearances on that.
I have.
Yep. So we have Well House Exorcism and Danger and Dice, and that will do it.
I think that's kind of what you have right now.
All right, goodbye everyone. Have a great week.
Take care, guys.